The place of your greed and selling your daughter. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when there's blood in the what? Shut the fuck up and get the fuck away from me, fat ass.
I've played Sea of Thieves a lot. Multiple Smurf accounts and one main account spanning over 78 days of playtime. I think I can confidently say I've played the game more than any other title besides maybe Minecraft or Fortnite. Yet, every time I try to load up the game to this day, I get off within the same hour of getting on. Sea of Thieves is a game that no matter how much shit I talk about the game, and trust me, I'm going to talk a lot of shit on this game, I still view it as one of the best games of all time. Before we start, I just want to say thank you for watching in advance. I know this is going to be a long video, a lot longer than any other video I'll probably ever make. So without further ado, here's my retrospective on Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is the 2018 action-adventure game developed by Rare, most known for Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country, and is the definitive pirate game. No, not that one. No, not that one. No, not that one. What the fuck? Yes, finally, yes, that one. Oh my god. The main goal at the time, and depending on who you ask today, still is, was to get level 50 reputation in the three main factions: the Gold Hoarders, the Order of Souls, and the Merchant Alliance. You could do this by completing missions for the respective factions. You can dig up treasure chests, fight skeletons, steal loot from other players, and you could deliver goods to other outposts? Yeah, there wasn't much to do with the game's launch besides those main aspects of the game. Rare more or less had the players roleplay to make their own fun.
Our direct hit! I'm firing at them. Fire away. They have no idea what's in them. Where are we? We're in Davy Jones' locker, sir.
I think
What do you mean? We're dead? What do you mean? You're real to me.
That is until the first big update, the Hungering Deep. This update added a Megalodon, the giant prehistoric shark that will eventually come in 5 different species. This becomes very important later. The update also added the drum, so your friend that already spam rings the bell can annoy you with something else. This is when I started playing, and at the time I wasn't entirely sold on the whole idea. A couple months passed with the small updates, and then boom, finally something can keep us entertained. Skeleton ships appear out of nowhere and drop fancy new loot if you sink one. A whole new ship type so you and your two friends don't have to run around a galleon like a bunch of idiots. And a few months after that, a whole new section of the map opens up called the Devil's Roar. It looks so cool. You can explore volcanic islands on brand new rowboats while fighting the Ashen Skeletons at the brand new Ashen Skull Forts that give so much better loot than the normal ones. Here, let's take a look at the old ones. And let's look at the new ones. Woo, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Now this is a skull fort. Can we see the old one again? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Now this is where it's at. Can't get any better than this. Yeah, nobody ever goes to the Devil's Roar anymore. Literally not a single soul. But the robot is very helpful. It's been used in ways I don't think the developers intended. Festival of the Dam released, and now if I get eaten by a shark, I get a cool looking flame. These things are kind of useless though, I'm not sure why they exist. Shrouded Spoils comes out with the addition of new and improved skull forts and those 5 Megalodon species from earlier. Months will go by with some small missions being added here and there with new items to sell, and finally, on April 30th, 2019, the game's most successful update yet, the Anniversary Update. This update really puts Sea of Thieves on the map as a competitive PvP experience with the addition of the Arena, an entirely new game mode revolving around sinking other people's ships and collecting chests to bring back to the center of the map. It was so refreshing to finally be able to get into a PvP battle without having to sail for 40 minutes to find somebody. This update also came with a long-awaited Tall Tales, a 9-chapter campaign that truly made you feel like a pirate. Except nobody liked them. You see, every chapter had extra objectives to gain more cosmetics, and if you did every objective for all 9 Tall Tales, you would get the Gold Curse, a highly sought-after cosmetic item that makes you look like the guy from Fortnite. The only problem is you have to do every Tall Tale 5 times. Each Tall Tale takes a minimum an hour, maybe 45 minutes if you're locked in. But doing that 5 times for 9 Tall Tales, here, let me do some math. That is a lot of hours. I know people who sold their souls to Rare trying to get this curse, but besides the monstrosity that is the gold curse, the rest of the update was pretty good. Harpoons are at the front of the boat, which makes it a lot easier to get loot from the ocean to your ship. Ships also became pussies. They can now take mast, capstan, and wheel damage, but all in all, a pretty good update. Oh, and they added the Hunter's Call, a faction entirely revolved around fishing. Yippee. I can't wait to sit around for 5 hours with a fishing rod. Wow, Old Boot Fort is so annoying to get up, it takes like a minute. I really wish they did something. Holy shit! The newest update to the game added a skull fort that could only be triggered using those useless flames from the Festival of the Damned update to start a ritual and kill the army of rainbow skeletons. This update changed the meta forever. This was the first time you could reliably stack the loot of multiple skull forts by doing it over and over again, making the pirate legend grind so much easier. However, it is a skull fort, and people see that you're doing a skull fort, meaning the more you stack, the more likely it is that someone is going to want to blow you up. Flash forward 2 months and it's Christmas. The Festival of Giving is here, and Generous Rare gave us emotes. You can now hit the dab in the pirate game Sea of Thieves. Also, this island called the Reaper's Hideout showed up, and there isn't really much to do there yet. And, oh wow, there's something to do here. The Ships of Fortune update is here, and it gave us emissary flags. Now you can represent a faction of your choice, and the more items you get for that specific faction, the higher your rank gets. And once you get to max level 5, you'll receive a 2.5 time multiplier for items when you decide to sell, which gives you an incentive to hold onto your items until the end. But look out, because there's an entirely new faction called the Reaper's Bones, a faction that you can sell anything to, and if you use their emissary flag, you are visible on everyone's map. However, when you get to a level 5 emissary, you can see everyone else in the server running an emissary flag. I think this was a genius risk and reward factor. You want to wait until emissary 5, but if there's a grade 5 Reaper, they will more than likely approach you. They also finally added a revive feature so I can yell at my teammates even more. The final big thing they did in the update was allow you to have a cat as a pet. Oh, and Arena was completely overhauled and it's like 10 times better now. But they added cats, so who cares? The game was really becoming a masterpiece. Shortly after the Ships of Fortune update, they added new sea shanties, ghost ship events, and the Ashen Winds, a new world event that summons basically the last wave of a skull fort, but everything is on fire. Along with some new voyage options and finally being able to pet a dog. At this point, it seems like the game was at its peak. I just hope they don't add a battle pass. Yes, Sea of Thieves fell victim to the trend of putting a battle pass in every game. Fortunately, it was free for a bit, and they added the Dark Adventurers set, which is to this day the most sought after set in the game. I mean, just look at those prices. Season 2 releases, and it adds yet again another skull fort. The Fort of Fortune is introduced, and is now the biggest waste of time in the game. Seriously, this thing takes forever, sometimes taking upwards of 3 hours to defeat, depending on the circumstances. 18 waves of skeletons, followed up by 2 bosses at the same time, and then an Ashen Lord. Yeah, this loot better be Scrooge McDuck's vault, because no way am I spending 3 hours on a... I can make it work. At this point, I had felt like the game had peaked. I honestly had no idea what could possibly make it better.
Captain Jack Sparrow. But I suspect you already knew that.
Sea of Thieves: A Pirate's Life is definitively the peak of the game. I do not care what anyone else says. It added 5 new tall tales based on Pirates of the Caribbean that you thankfully don't have to do 5 times each, and doing everything rewards you with the Pirate's Life shanty that I can't play due to copyright, but trust me, it was so worth the grind. It also added new monsters that will spawn randomly on islands, and sirens that will spawn in the ocean, and these crazy OP tridents that are the equivalent of a cannon when charged up. I mean, this update was huge. It brought so many more players to the game, and Disney was the last collaboration anyone was thinking of. This is Sea of Thieves' peak and some of the most fun I've had gaming. After the Pirate's Life update, they added small things every season, so let's just run through them. Season 4 added Siren Shrines, the underwater equivalent of a skull fort, but a lot easier. Season 5 added a quest board and cannon rowboats along with fireworks, because why the hell not? Season 6 added sea forts, which I think look really cool, but the loot is whatever. Also, a new tall tale and arena mode is gone. Rest in peace, I still have no clue why they did that. Season 7 gave us the ability to name our ships, something I don't think should cost nearly as much as it does, and should have been in the game way sooner. 8 added the Hourglass of Fate along with 2 more factions, Guardians of Fortune and the Servants of the Flame. 9 added the Chest of Fortune and made Fort of Fortune somehow even more unbearable. Season 10 added COD clans and a mode for people who didn't read the last word of the game's title. Season 11 was a quality of life update. Season 12 sounds cool, notably introducing the double barrel pistol and throwing knives. And finally, the current Season 13 introduces skeleton camps. Wow, that is a lot of history and a whole lot of yapping. You probably noticed that I said Season 12 sounds cool. Well, the truth is, I haven't touched the game since Season 8, which was almost 2 years ago. Trust me, at the end of this video, I will load up the game for the first time in years and give it a review. But until then, I just want to talk about where I currently stand. So as I said in the beginning of the video, I have a lot of time on this game, and I have a lot of stuff to say about the gameplay. First of all, let's talk about land combat. For the most part, you're going to be using 2 of the 4 main weapons, the Cutlass, Blunderbuss, Eye of Reach, and Flintlock. And once again, for the most part, those alone work just fine. The combat may seem bland, aim, left click, repeat, and if you have a Cutlass, you literally just have to left click. So yeah, it could seem shallow at first glance, but it was way deeper than you think. People have learned how to quick swap and skip the frames of your character pulling out the weapon. Utilizing blunder bombs and fire bombs efficiently could be the difference between sinking a ship and having to watch that stupid cutscene for the 50th time. Especially with the new addition of throwing knives, combat has never felt so good. However, there's one glooming issue. One that has struck terror into the hearts of players all over the world. Hit reg. I know, it's okay, he's gone. Hit reg or hit registration is what happens anytime you shoot someone in a video game. If you shoot little Kevin in Black Ops, he will take damage. However, if you shoot little Kevin in Sea of Thieves, he probably won't even notice. Do you know how many times I've lost a fight due to hit reg? It's seriously been a problem since the game's launch in 2018, and every time Rare releases their stupid little patch notes, and every time the exact same sentence. In areas of intense action, players may find themselves, oh, piss off with that intense action. Your game is fucking terrible. Skull and Bones doesn't even have a problem with hit reg, even if it is because you can't even fight the other players. The point still stands. Sea of Thieves, I love you, but I lost a 3/4 of the damn stack because of hit reg. I literally cried, please for the love of everything, fix hit reg and my life is yours. Next, I want to talk about a lot of people's main appeal to the game, naval combat. I mean, where do I even begin? Shooting a cannonball might be the hardest thing to master in this entire game. Figuring out the trajectory of one makes you feel like a genius, and a good ship battle has got to be top 3 most stressful things I've ever done, and it isn't number 3. Turning the wheel to avoid a death spiral while raising the mast while stopping boarders while also praying that the sniper fuck! And having to bucket and repair the ship at the same exact time, and whoopsie daisy, if you get hit with a jig ball, then you can kiss the 5/4 of the damn loot stack goodbye. This is an experience so stressful it has probably taken a toll on my lifespan. But damn it, when you finally take down the ship that has been spreading you wide for the last hour, it makes it all worth it. This is, of course, until you find out they respawned in an outpost 2 farts away from you, and they just bought a storage crate of 5 trillion cannonballs. I can sit here and talk about how stupid of a mechanic that is, but the second I sink and lose my loot, you already know I am praying to the ones up at Rare not to put me at the Devil's Roar. I'm not sure if there really is a good solution to this problem, but I feel like sinking a ship just for them to reappear within the same 10-minute period makes the whole thing feel a little pointless. Like, damn, did I really just waste 200 cannonballs and 400 wood for that fight? Another huge aspect of naval combat is boarding and tucking. Oh, how I love boarding. Bro, I need repairs. Nah, I think I'm gonna try and board the opposition's vessel. We're going to sink, come back. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Boarding makes you feel like Jack Sparrow, and successfully dropping a ship's anchor gives you an adrenaline rush like no other. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped someone's anchor and immediately called them trash. It is such a euphoric feeling that I don't think has ever been matched in an online game. Even if they kill me immediately after I drop it, I am still running off that high. And tucking can be just as fun. Hiding in the same corner for 2 hours has never been so entertaining. I feel like I'm Solid Snake the way some of these guys are so damn clueless. Combat can be so much fun if you work with your crewmates. I still remember some of the big loot hauls my friends and I pulled off. And of course, a lot of that loot wouldn't be a thing without voyages. Voyages in this game can be a very hit or miss to say the least. Gold hoarders being the most consistently fun in my opinion, partly because it is the most lucrative of the main 3. Vaults are amazing for making money when you are first starting off as long as you know how to do them, and even though the riddle quests are remarkably a huge waste of time, I found myself doing it for fun even towards the end of my time playing regularly. Order of Souls voyages are the most hit or miss out of all of them, giving you a bounty of skeletons for one mission and other ones can pit you against ghost ships. Personally, I prefer the ghost ships way more, and although PvP is fun, PvE can be extremely repetitive after a while. They don't really do anything besides follow you around and for some reason have godlike accuracy. And the final one of the 3, Merchant Alliance. Yeah, this one is without a doubt the worst of the 3. I think I've done a total of 2 Merchant Alliance voyages, and the best way to get it up is Skull Forts. They aren't even that bad once you get them down, except for the Foth, of course. That thing fucking sucks. And Skull Forts give you some of the best items for Merchant Alliance. The last one that has missions is Athena's Fortune. Sea of Thieves' endgame missions. It gives you a little bit of everything, delivering goods, gold hoarder riddles, and skeleton bounties. These take about an hour, but by the end, it gives you the location of the Chest of Legends, the most coveted chest in the game. If someone in the server finds out you have one, they will not stop until you are sunk. And of course, there's the Ashen version of this voyage, which is the same thing, but you're in the Devil's Roar and everything is 1.5 times better. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it at all, but that's up to you. The last notable Athena voyage is the Thieves Haven run. I know I scared some Athena's Fortune level 100 players just by saying its name. This voyage takes you from Thieves Haven to another island, back to Thieves Haven, back to another island, and you wouldn't believe it, back to Thieves Haven. This voyage for a long time has been the #1 most efficient way to get your Athena rep up, and that meant people, myself included, grinded this mission for days. To this day, I've probably been on Thieves Haven more than any other island. It is so boring. Getting to Athena 20 when that was the max was so mentally straining, I was sick of it. Thieves Haven run can rot, and it is the worst part about this game. The current state of the game is confusing to say the least. I feel like there are some really good aspects to it, but also suffers from a good amount of problems I had with it years ago. I still suffer from hit reg, I still can't do anything with being death spiraled, and spawn camping is almost impossible to survive if the person doing it knows what they're doing. The game still just has a lot of problems. Hacking has become a seriously big one. I have died to so many people that were literally just flying over my ship. So much so that the community itself can sometimes be a problem. I have a confession. This isn't my first YouTube channel. I used to be a Sea of Thieves YouTuber. I used to troll people, and at the time, it was the funniest thing ever. So I've seen every side of the community you could possibly think of. Of course, there are the PvE warriors who will do anything in their power to start an alliance server. Guys, we need to band together to defeat the Sea of Thieves! I don't want to tell people how to play the game, but if you are seriously complaining about people killing you in the game, you need to get on Skull and Bones right now because their pirate code is the same one the Backyardigans used 20 years ago. The worst part is that they made an entirely new game mode for these guys and they refuse to use it, all because it gives less gold. Did I also mention the game glitches literally all the time? I mean, why the hell is this happening? This guy is literally flying, and I feel like I don't need to remind you, but pirates aren't supposed to do that. Why is my Skull Fort key in a place where I can't get it? Why is my boat flying? Why is my boat flying? Why is my boat flying? Why is my boat sinking? This game has so many glitches, it became the game's quirk, which is okay for a game like Goat Simulator, but when it comes to a game with a multi-million-dollar budget, it becomes a problem. But despite everything, this game is still amazing. Like I said, I could yap about stuff I dislike forever, but I really do love the game. So here it is. After 2 years, I'm finally going to play Sea of Thieves like I promised in the beginning of the video. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. It definitely isn't my best, I was a little rusty, but without further ado, here's me playing Sea of Thieves after 2 years. I don't have that. Alright. Oh, there they come. Oh, yep, that one too. I think that's new over there. Oh, that looks pretty. This looks like Galleon Dagger Tooth. This is Dagger Tooth. Holy, UI looks a lot cleaner actually.
Get him! Get him! Fat Beauty! It's Fat Beauty!
Yes!
Bro's still throwing up. Oh my god. That's lovely stuff. One anchor, please.
We're actually fucking pros. Yeah, fuck you. Get that shit down. I'm boarding.
Ready, ready. Go, 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 go!
Killed one. Dropped anchor.
Oh, I got fucking Wonderbomb. Wonderbust.
Knocked him off. I'm dead,
Nice,
I'm dead, I'm
nice.
dead.
Tap. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, bad. You fucking missed! I'm repairing if there's anything. They had like 3 holes.
I actually didn't want to be there anyways, honestly. Yeah.
Have they repaired? They repaired?
I'm not sure either.
I put like 3 holes in there earlier.
I actually didn't want to be on that ship in the first place. I'm fucking out of
Did you
here.
glitch out of it?
No, I just wanted to go back. Who the fuck is this? Hey, voiceover Ethan here. Just wanted to show you how much Rare cares about their game. So this hacker spawns on our boat and spins around while attacking us. And then later on, getting back on my boat, he is spinning around once again, no-scoping me, 360, the whole MLG 9 yards. And I think we should play a game. How long do you think I'm going to survive when I respawn? Let's try. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Wow, 4 seconds. And I got shot through the ceiling. Can you believe that? That's insane. moving on to round 2. How many seconds am I going to survive this time? Let's count them down. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Wow, look at that. 1.5 seconds. That's got to be a world record. Alright, let's see what round 3 has in store for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. 5 seconds. This one's just ridiculous. I didn't even get the chance to move. I don't even know if this is a full second. And at this point, my beautiful teammate had killed the hacker, so we're just trying to get the hell out of there. There he is on the side of the boat. Still manages to shoot me. And hold on, let's pause for a second. Now, I don't know if you could see, but this bullet trajectory isn't really coming from the water. I feel like it's more or less coming from behind me, and he was nowhere to be seen on my ship, so honestly, I don't know what happened. Huh. That was weird, huh? But it's okay. They're far behind us. We've got a good lead on them, if you will. And oh, wow. They're already here. With a blunderbuss shot right from the ceiling? That's a really good shot. And of course, they did sink my ship because they are the better player after all. And that about concluded my my return to Sea of Thieves. I think all in all, I had a good time playing the game. Besides those last 20 minutes where I was just getting like spread open by hackers. But I do think I will return to the game eventually because I did have a lot of fun with it. As much as it looks like I didn't, I was laughing pretty much the whole time. And that does just about conclude the video. All in all, I do think Sea of Thieves is a definitive pirate game, and I will probably be on and off with this game for another 5 years. Yes, it still has problems. Yes, it still has hackers. Yes, it makes me want to pull my hair out, but it is a bigger step up than it was 2 years ago, and I think it could only improve from here. Thank you all so much for watching. I've put so much time into this video, I almost didn't think I would finish it. If you like shorter videos, but still similar to this one, I have a couple uploaded and plan to make many more. Once again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.